Good day, everybody. We're back with more 922. Last time we fixed our freaking sleep schedule apparently, just in time for us to take night classes. And there was a doppelganger person who looked exactly like me who's been murdered, and there's a doppelganger person who looks exactly like me who looks like some important guy who came in who we suspect is the murderer. It's weird. But now we're gonna see how much weirder it gets. Hey, how much sugar you want? Uh, three. Three? I got Coke in the fridge if you want that instead. No thanks. I need the caffeine. Coke's got caffeine in it. Anyway, I'm in way over my head. Nelson Fisher. He made it abundantly clear. Furry 1201. Is what's 1201? Is that another story? Is that what this is based on? He made it clear, abundantly clear, that he knows everything. Whoever he is, though, he's right. This isn't about me. God, it was never about me. I'm only part of it because Kurt asked me to be. I went out. I want out. I want Kurt out too. The syrupy aroma of supermarket coffee outcompetes the stench of cigarette smoke that used to pervade the room. The mug's damp in my hand, and the thermostat's way up. Kurt had presumably decided to boil off his flu. Still, I can't remember the last time anyone made me anything. Guess this is his way of thanking me for bringing up my notes. Thank you. What do I even do with this? Bring it up in casual conversation? Hey Kurt, good news. I confirm that David really did get murdered. That old important looking guy told me right before threatening he'd kill me if I helped you out. Oh, okay. So, Groundhog's Day, basically. Nope, you're on time, Ramir. How's it going? He didn't use those exact words, but I think he would, since I have a pretty good hunch that it was him that killed your friend. Fuck. I should warn Kurt that Fisher's coming for him, at least. So, how come you get a whole ass kitchen? You live alone here? No roommates? Kurt places his mug on the coffee table before sitting down on the couch. Yeah, it's just me. It's pretty nice. Never thought you'd be the type into feng shui. Don't look too much into it. It came furnished like this. Always hungry for that furry drama, Tony. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with any right now. Don't worry, there'll be one tomorrow, I'm sure. He says that, but there sure isn't a speck of dust on this monitor or desk. There are headphones stacked up on the computer case. Their cable is bundled in a neat little loop. My parents help out with paying for this place. Oh, that's cool of them. Yeah, I only pay half the rent. You gotta keep scanning. I take my notebook out of my flatbed scanner and flip a page and put it back. about you? You still tolerating the dorms? They aren't that bad. I have my very own shower and everything. Really? How many times does the water go out? Just a couple times so far. You don't mind the noise? It's not bad most days. I heard that there was a bed bug infestation in one of the buildings. That didn't affect you at all? Listen, not all of us can be Mr. Moneybags over here with his nice living room and warm showers. I'm just saying, it's not that much more expensive. Your parents don't help you out at all? My mom does, yeah. Just your mom? My dad's dead. It's fine, by the way. He died when I was a kid. The coffee's still too hot. Turn a page, click the button, hit save. Turn a page, click the button, hit save. Oh yeah, this is definitely the 2000s. I feel like I've sat in this exact chair and stared at the exact monitor for weeks. Sorry. About what? Oh, right, well, don't be. He was kind of a piece of shit. Ah, damn it. That one slipped out. My bad, didn't mean to kill the mood. Saw someone who reminded me of him the other day is all. He didn't hurt you or anything, did he? No, nothing like that. I kind of hate to tell this story because whenever I tell people about him, they end up thinking he's God's gift to Earth, but the short of it is he tried donating a kidney to a complete stranger, and he died as they were pulling it out. All my grandparents died either before I was born or when I was too young to remember them, so my mom and I were left completely alone. He's always trying to pull shit like this. Serves him right. Damn. How old are you? I was 10. There, hold on. Huh? Who's this? Kurt straightens up a bit while I'm pointing at. That's me and Isaac. It's from a road trip we took to Chicago right after we graduated high school. We went to check out their new Big Bean. It was nice. Okay. The Bean wasn't installed until like the 2010s. Hold on, I gotta look it up now. Was constructed between 2004 and 2006. Okay. Nope, we're still mid to late aughts now. I gotta say that's pretty good telegraphing of like what period you're in. Like, I've gotta say I'm impressed with that so far. It's a nice photo. Oh, you said 2010? You told me already, okay. Well, we spent all last episode trying to figure out when we were, apparently. What? Huh? Oops. Oh, no. He was my boyfriend at the time. Right, I can see that. Good on you, you know? Finally, some good fucking news. So, you aren't together anymore? Nah. Fuck yes. Actually, I have a good one for you. Want to hear my sob story now? Sure. Isaac cheated on me. Oh. Yeah, with my twin sister. Oh. Yeah. Thought you'd be into it. She got him to follow her into her room while we were all hammered out of our minds. There isn't much more to it. Isaac and I are cool now. Though I don't talk to my sister anymore. Oh, Yeah, nah, don't apologize. She's kind of a piece of shit. How about you? You with someone? Every conversation I have these days is a fucking minefield. No. It's been a while for me. Didn't have a partner since high school either, yeah. A partner? You had many of them? 2 or 3. 2 or 3? 2. Why did I say that? Spencer, it's okay if you're a virgin. You got 3 years of college to get that fixed. I'm not a virgin, Kurt. Really? I had 2 partners in high school. 2 girls. Huh. Oh, come on. Just what kind of a loser do you think I am? A lying one? But who isn't really lying with anyone? I know you're gay. Good on you. Did you listen to yourself? God. Damn it. Or bisexual, I guess. How do you know I'm gay? Are you serious? Just tell me. You actually don't know? Everyone knows but me, apparently. I had my suspicions before, but... Oh... He looks like he just got a winning lottery ticket. During that run last week... I mean, besides how you went into shock when you saw my dick... Oh, God. Well, whenever we stopped... Let's say it was hard to miss if you stood far enough away. Kill me now. Fucker bursts out laughing and then immediately launches into a coughing fit. Good. I'm glad he's having fun. Jesus fucking Christ. This must be what Andrew was on about. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. I'll apologize to fucking Ian. God. Jose Ramos. We broke up on the 4th of July, 2003 at 7:45 p.m. Kurt poured himself out a glass of water. Huh? And Alex Sullivan. He broke up with me on August 2nd, 2004 at 10:11 a.m. They were my high school partners. Happy. Who was the third young lady? So I will say this about it, though. Like, you said this was 2010. Now, he went to the Bean with them in 2006, like 2007-ish. So he broke up with his 2 former things like longer ago, and he said he was in high school. By 2010, I had graduated college. I graduated college in 2007. Graduated high school in 2003. So if he was dating somebody in high school in 2003, that would have been my senior year. I would definitely not have been in college, unless they're going for like something. Unless Kurt's going for something like really, really impressive. going for like a PhD or something, which I might have missed. Oh, fuck off. Kurt chokes on his water. Both are in their 20s. Why are you like this, Spencer? Would have been perfectly fine if you just told him outright. Were you unable to tell if you and someone else were a thing? I wasn't, but I was dead set on not. I was dead on set on keeping from digging my own grave. Kurt giggled, choking, stops abruptly. I guess. David? Sorry if that was out of line. It's still very rare to get a degree in 4 years. Is it? It's like I felt bad because I took 4 years plus 1 semester. I couldn't tell if David was interested. Knew him for only a couple of weeks. What was he like? Kurt sighs. The sound of a pack of cigarettes opening and closing comes out of muffled from under his blanket. He was alright. It was him that did all the research on the bomb shelter. To be honest, I kinda just sat next to him and watched. It was nice to see someone get so excited about something I was into, you know? Right. What was he like? I don't know, smart, funny kind of guy. Knew when to keep his damn mouth shut. Nothing like me, then. Nothing like you. Though you and him do have one thing in common. What is it? Neither of you would ever tell me shit. Ah, okay. Ian is the world's worst driver. Okay, yeah. So Spencer is not a high school to college person. He's going to college later. You're saying? Ah, that would make sense. Yeah. We're crushing 30 and we're crushing 30. We're cruising 30 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone, tight against the right side of the road. His gaze is calm. He lets go of the road only to check the rearview mirrors, each in its respective turn. Left hand solid on the wheel, right hand loose on the gear stick. I didn't realize manual cars still existed this side of the millennium, but the ride is so clean that I had not been sitting right next to Ian. Had I not been sitting right next to Ian, I wouldn't even be able to tell that he's changing gears. Oh, it's a manual. Wow. Yeah. Pisses me off. Any other worse driver would have gotten us there 10 minutes ago. What did I give him? So, you ever go bowling before? Yeah, a couple times. Were you any good? I think so. Out of me and a couple of friends I went with, I usually did my best. So, I better watch out, is that what you're saying? I think I was 14 at the time. But yes, maybe you should. Heh. What about? How about you? a secret bowling champion? This is my first time, actually. But I might be. You never know. Could be. It's been like this ever since Ian returned from his sick days. Nothing but limp, non-starter half conversations. We just can't get a groove going. I keep thinking about what Andrew said. It's gonna be weird if you don't address it. Would it though? Kurt certainly didn't seem to give a shit about how many boners I popped in public. I don't think that anything's different between me and Ian either. Bowling's improved 33% since you got a fursuit. I mean, true. I mean, he invited me over to hang out with him. That means we're cool, doesn't it? He's got a dream catcher hanging from his rearview mirror. That's called a view obstruction. Gonna get in trouble. Fucking Andrew. I keep catching myself holding my breath, and I doubt it's only because Ian had overdone it with the fake new car smell. I bet it's all in my head. Would have been just fine if it weren't for Andrew bossing me around. Doesn't that obstruct your field of vision? Thank you, Spencer. I feel acknowledged. Huh? Oh, the charms, yeah. A little bit. It was fine until the dream catcher. My mom got it for me when the semester started. You like them? It's my collection. You sure have a bunch of them. Let's see. You've got a shamrock, a horseshoe, a bunch of crucifixes. You aren't religious, are you? My family's Catholic, technically. But I haven't seen the inside of a church since, it's been a while. Alright, then what about... I squint at the swinging amalgam? The medal with St. Paul on it. It's a St. Christopher medal. He's the patron saint of travel. Classic car decoration. Creepy eyeball things. They're nasars, evil eyes. You see them a lot in the Middle East. Why would you hang that in your car? It's considered good luck. Basically, the belief is that everyone on Earth is constantly thinking bad thoughts about one another. Like jealousy and stuff. And when you think bad stuff about someone, that attracts the evil eye to gaze at them and brings them bad luck. The Nazar is there to neutralize it. It's like an eye for an eye thing. Get it? Lots of really interesting traditions surrounding those. Sounds a bit misanthropic. Are you constantly thinking bad thoughts about me? Only sometimes, Spence. These are all good luck charms, huh? They are. Well, sort of. The Dreamcatcher isn't. I think I've had him as an Uber driver. Probably. And you believe all that stuff? How's it going, Strangelove? Nah, not really. They're all trinkets they sell to tourists. Wouldn't complain if any of those sent some positive energy my way, though. Right. So, were you always into the occult, or... Good luck charms aren't the occult, Spencer. Are ghosts. A few years now. I know it sounds like schlock, but this area gets a lot of paranormal activity. Incident rate shot through the roof just last year. Jesus. It's worse than I thought. And I'm part of those incidents, aren't I? I saw your dead body. I don't know how I could make that any more clear. Best not to make me angry, and if I'm really a ghost, I'll take my vengeance by whooping your ass in bowling. I'll keep that in mind. We ride in silence for a minute. A row of student motorcycle drivers wearing matching orange jackets overtakes us. That was a nice stretch of conversation. I felt my shoulders relaxing already. Nothing weird's going on between us. Just a couple of dudes talking about the undead. Sorry for being such a jerk about it. I would say that, yeah, like, it's definitely, he's definitely done things with a visual novel medium that really I have not seen yet. Like, this scene is definitely one of them. Now, you know, what was it called? Goodbye Volcano High had, like, that sort of in the car scene, but it was definitely, I don't think Goodbye Volcano High was made in Visual Novel Maker. This one, I believe, is Visual Novel Maker. So, you know, this kind of scene's a little bit more technical with that tool. Eh? Ah, don't worry about it. You're nothing compared to what my family thinks of my little hobby, I'd imagine. So you just woke up one day and decided to become a ghost hunter? Sort of. I went online and started reading. It's all on forums these days, you know? Only the most reliable source. Oh, you wouldn't believe the amount of garbage people put out there. Any 13-year-old with a computer and a set of fingers wants to write the internet's next great ghost story. Some of them are really cool, actually, but they're not what they are, you know? Stories. After a while, you learn to tell them apart, like real accounts. Sounds, time-consuming. I had a lot of free time during high school. Right, that's what I thought. There's another thing that's been gnawing at the back of my mind, and there's never going to be a better opportunity to bring it up. Better handle it delicately. Is that when you had your accident? Oh, for fuck's sake. Andrew, you dickbag. Sorry. Andrew told me about it. He said you wouldn't mind if I knew. We were talking about your tail. I'll shut up if you don't want me to talk about it. I don't care. It's just that... His speech slows down to a soft monotone. You kind of sprung that up on me there. How much did Andrew tell you about it? Just that you were hospitalized and are still recovering. Please don't tell me you're gonna die in a year or some shit. Just like Andrew, to leave that part to me, I suppose. You want to hear how it went down? Damn, I really did walk into my own carefully laid trap there. No more questions, never again. I just want to roll some balls down a lane, have a good time. Hit me. His grip tightens around the steering wheel as he takes in air. It happened after I got my learner's permit. My brother, Lucas, Was watching over my driving from the passenger seat. I don't remember this, but I'm told I rolled into a ditch somehow. All in broad daylight. Anyway, I woke up a couple of days later unable to stand up. Apparently, it's a fucking miracle that today I'm able to walk at all. Lucas didn't survive. It's a kind of a surprise that he's still driving a car, because usually when a person ends up in an accident like that, it is really hard to psychologically get back behind the wheel. Remember to kick that like and subscribe button. That's what that music reminded me of, sorry. Jess, holy shit, take your turn. Oh my god, Becky, get off my back. Can't you see I'm making a drink? Bitch! You've been making a drink for the past hour. Becky, Becky! Rebecca. Becky! Tiny bear, pink nails. Becky. Her friend, the long dog with a nose ring, is Jess. And then there's Todd Hopkins, who's inexplicably among Ian's friends. That's all of them. I think I'm safe. Safe from the hypothetical situation one decides to quiz me on their own name. Did you speak to your guy, by the way, Ian? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay, he said he would speak to the head of the math facility. Though I got the impression that our chances aren't that great. Apparently, introduction courses are all standard or something. No duh, but like half the class failed, and if it's so standard and we still all failed, it can only mean that Professor Collins sucks at teaching. That's not our fault. I guess there's no harm in getting a meeting arranged. We're divided into two lanes. Ian, Becky, and Jess are on one lane, and the other are me, Todd, and Kurt. Bowling always goes a little faster than you think, so we all space our turns out by hanging at the little seat area next to the balls. It's worse than hell. These overgrown high schoolers have no hobbies or interests outside of their what's new on TV. Right now, the only reason they're plotting is to get statistics professor fired, is because they temporarily ran out to gossip about who I assume are other people in our class. How did you do? Oh, she's talking to me. I did bad. Yeah, but like, how bad? I failed, Becky. Coming out of my mouth, her name may as well have been the name of a Filipino dish. Yeah. But what was your score? 12. Wow. Nice. Out of 100? Appreciate your input, Ian. What's up? It's your turn. I probably should have cleared up with Ian before I could let Kurt tag along. Hope nothing happened between them. Kurt's presence here is the only thing keeping me from losing my mind. I put out my favorite ball. It's blue and heavy, has a large number 14 engraved on it. No, okay, this character, yeah, that's the weight that I usually use as well. That's kind of funny. I like the way it sounds when it hits the floor. My balance wavers for a moment as I step onto the oil peg. Alright. They didn't have shoes on my size. I'm always surprised that bowling alleys have a pair of shoes on my size. Like, I've never had that problem, despite my, besides, you know, my size being 15. Well, actually, they probably did, but the lady at the counter... But the lady at the counter had enough tack not to suggest the kids section. Oh, never mind, the opposite problem. My strategy is flawless. Aim for the third pin in the right center, but keep your eyes on the left corner of the lane. The ball's weight determines the speed at which I cock my arm backwards. I step forwards, I let go. Oh, that's a gutter. Oh, never mind. Oh, is it a gutter? Yeah. Okay. Blind Eagle. Becky and Jess giggle at me from the other lane. Probably have done better if my hands weren't absolutely freezing. God, what's with the air conditioning in this place? My shirt collar digs at my neck, soaked in sweat. Oh my god. Whatever, it's not like I could do any worse. I mean, you could have a 0. I'd probably play around like what Kurt's doing right now. Didn't you say you were good at this? I was great when I was 14. The girls laugh again. No, go back and listen to their later albums. Are you thinking of Rusty Cage or something? Most of it is more like Black Hole Sun. That could be it. What should Todd's voice be? That could be it. All their stuff is slow and weird like that. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad song. Just not my thing. And did they really need to package it in some shitty best of album along with Guitar Hero 6? Just get it online like a normal person, dude. Club Rusty Cage. Is it my turn? Yeah. What? You holding up okay? I'm good. Cool. I'm glad these two found some common language. When I was getting here, I was worried my entire lane was going to sit in complete silence for the entire night. Hell, if it wasn't for Kurt, I'd probably have to strike a conversation with Todd, and Todd is a bit... Everyone knows Todd. He's kind of doing his own thing. Whatever his own thing might be, it makes him incredible at tossing a ball. Ian, Jess, and Becky offer their compliments. Kurt silently claps twice. Hey, I'm gonna go out for a smoke after my turn. You wanna come? What, and make it even more obvious to everyone that the only reason you're here is so that you can babysit me? I'll pass. Suit yourself. Before Todd has a chance to come back, I slink over to Ian's lane. We set up a little drink table on the chair we borrowed from the cafeteria. The staff didn't seem to mind the booze that these children brought in, so I doubt they care. I pull a fresh cup from my sleeve and allow open a can. Half a cup of Red Bull, half a cup of vodka, right? That's how it goes. So yes, back in those days, yes, that was apparently a popular drink, and was basically like, I can't remember, they ended up having to like They ended up doing something. Oh no, it was there was actually a drink that actually pre-mixed it. Um, what was it called? I can't remember, but yeah, they had like a pre-mixed like energy drink vodka mix, and it was like it was causing so many issues, like it ended up getting like removed from shelves. Four Loko? I just popped in there. I think that was it. Fuck, having a hard enough time concentrating as it is. Your turn, Spencer. I'm gonna go take a piss. Yeah, it was Four Loko, okay. Hey, my memory works. So, Spencer. Holy shit, my heart skipped a beat. Where did he come from? Oh, where'd he come from? I heard rumors about you. Rumors? What kind? About you coming back from the dead. Oh, thank God. It's only that. What about it? You wanna know the secret to eternal life? Ian thuds his ball back onto the rack in the corner of my eye. No one has yet to confront me about this nonsense other than him. I'm just kidding. It wasn't me, it was some guy who looks a lot like me. We've never met. David Johnson, right? My chest tightens for a moment. Can't tell if it's because of that name or heartburn. Right. You're familiar with the case? Male, roughly our age, found dead just outside the Institute due to a health problem attack. Is that what you're about to tell me? That's what the police say. Do you believe the police? Where are you going with this? I know you and Ian are friends. Right. I get what you're saying. Let me show you something. Hey Jess, do you know any David Johnsons? Both girls glare at him. Nah. Becky? No. Ian doesn't either. Isn't that right? So what? There's a couple of thousand students here. You can't expect everyone to know everyone. Or are you about to tell me that you've hacked into the school records somehow so you could check? The flimsy plastic cup pops as my hand tightens around it. Breathe. Don't get worked up. We've thought this over 1,000 times. Kurt knows him. What? Kurt knows David Johnson. Isn't that right, Spencer? He was friends with David. We should ask him. We could. That's one entire person who knew this guy. And whoever wrote the article, and the police, and... Don't play coy. You know better than anyone that article was a cover-up. If it wasn't a murder, he waggles his finger at me. Would not be here bowling with us. What's that supposed to mean? Leave him alone, Todd. Yeah, Todd. You're going a bit too far. Spencer had nothing to do with anything. Just let it go. Really? Really? After all this time? Yes? After all this time stuff, the poltergeists and the poem. That's... Ian's voice cracks. Pardon me, that's right. Todd's eyes skitter from me to Ian, and back from Ian back to me. Boy, am I glad Ian decided to field this one. The pressure between my eyes makes it hard to follow whatever this guy is accusing me of. I think... I think I know what's going on. You got too close. Excuse me? Yeah, I think I get it. You're always hanging out with him these days. And the murderer isn't the only thing I'd heard about him. Again with the pointing. Hey, what? You know what I'm talking about. Eric tells me that you've been to the Freeman Run too. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying. No judgment, man. You do you. Easy now. Hey. I'm out of cigs. Gonna find a gas station. You fellas need anything? Todd remained quiet until we finished the set. Then, without saying a word, he left. Over the course of the rest of the evening, Ian and I exchanged only a couple of words. The ride home was heinous. Not only did I have to endure the silence, but I'd almost lost the battle against barfing my guts out all over his car. Oh, we're back in this place. Is this the place where May went in Night in the Woods? For a moment there, I thought things were going to be normal. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm envisioning a platonic ideal of what normal is and may never be attained. I suppose it was only a matter of time until people found out about my love for cock, and it makes sense that once that happened, someone would be offhandedly use it against me. It happened before, and it will happen again. It sucks, but it also makes sense. Phrasing. What doesn't make sense is how we got there. Almost sounds like something a paranoid Alzheimer's patient would come up with, doesn't it? Is Ian some part of group of paranormal investigators? Is that why he knows Todd from? And were they investigating me? This is no big deal. It's fine. Do I care? They were probably the ones spreading the rumors. I don't care. I can't care. When Todd was throwing around accusations around, I felt bad for Ian and felt nothing for me. This is between Todd and Ian. I don't care. Almost feels like I should care. Like I should take the blame for this. Andrew did warn me something like this would happen in his annoying, cryptic way. But that doesn't make sense either. Whatever had happened in the run has no relation to what happened just then. I didn't choose for Ian to study me like some kind of zoo exhibit. I didn't choose for him to get yelled at because he wasn't supposed to be too chummy with me. That is, If I'm reading the situation right, of course. It says a lot about me, doesn't it? That's all of them. Every person that tried to get close to me here has some kind of ulterior motive. Kurt's there because I promised I'd help him out with his revenge plot or whatever. I only see Andrew once a week, but he's not even trying to hide that he's been spying on me for who knows how long. Hold on a second. And now it turns out Ian's got something shady going on as well. Just how much of a coincidence is it that Ian and Andrew knew each other? Didn't even think about that. Must be that unattainable platonic ideal again. Maybe people never befriend each other without a clear goal in mind. Maybe I'm the dumbass who never noticed something that's clear as day to everyone else. I just want to hang out without getting dragged into everyone's dirty laundry. Is that too much to ask for? Funny how you can almost feel nostalgic for the life you've only had a few months ago. Back in high school, I'd yearn for a day where I finally got to enter the real world. I was promised that in the real world, things are normal. Certainly seemed normal before I got here. I'd go to the photo lab every day, say hi to Sally and William, talk to the customers all day, and leave. No murders, no conspiracies, no finger pointing. No fear that every new person you meet knows you're a fruit. Spencer! You fall asleep in there? We're doing the resume workshop next. Feeling sorry for myself won't get me anywhere. If there's one thing that's for certain, it's that I'd taken my time for far too long. I've got to put my foot down. I'm not gonna get dragged into everyone's weird shit ever again. Okay, looking at you from this angle, Spencer, your feet are not kid size. Like, that is a size like 12 at least. In proportion to that leg. How's it not your problem? Don't you think it's bad that it's supposed to be industrial standard to open your resume with lies? I mean, sort of, but if everyone is in on it, it's not like it's a real problem, is it? It's a waste of time, is what it is. It's right there at the top of the page, as if it's the most important bit. Isn't that what the teacher said? Oh, I'm a highly motivated self-learner, upstarter, pull myself by the bootstraps perfectionist. All those other applicants said the same fucking thing about themselves, but me, I'm different. God, I couldn't have retained more of the 10% of that last workshop. You'd think high-paid grade industrial professionals would do a better job than college professors in keeping me engaged. The good news, that had been the last workshop for today. The bad news, now I'm expected to spend a couple of hours trying to impress recruits for jobs that, as a freshman, there's absolutely no way in hell I'd land. Most of the recruiters have been here for hours, too. Given the same spiel over and over. All for the tiny chance to snag a genius that's dumb enough to work for minimum wage. Or even worse, an internship. Experience. Exposure. There's too many people here. I feel a headache coming on from all the noise. It's either that or all the pollen or something. I swear my head never felt this stuffy back home. On top of it, the weather's been changing, and I'm shivering despite my alleged warm shirt. In fact, Achoo. What was Andrew's voice again? Gesundheit. Hey. How are you all doing? Hi, Andy. Hey. Andy. Andrew, please, if you don't mind. No promises. How's it going? Work treating you alright? Only the usual. Coordinating all the third parties has been quite a challenge, but should proceed smoothly here on out. Sounds awful. Let's say that I'm grateful to have been allowed to take the rest of the day off. You two know each other? We do. Kurt graciously helped me out with errands a couple of times last year. One of his console pals got on my ass for letting the gate guard harass me, and I had to do menial labor for Andrew as some kind of fucked up penance. All students need to show their IDs when they enter the Institute, Kurt. Especially the ones that get profiled by the guard. What about you? Huh? Oh, Andrew was friends with my brother. Ah, I get you. Cool. I rubbed my eyeball for the 100th time today. Hate how my mind automatically goes there. There's no conspiracy. I'm not the center of the world. They're all just kind of knew each other before I met any of them. In fact, I'd bet I'd start to feel pretty left out if I had anything at all left to say. Hey Andrew, want to cap some lunch with us? Sorry Spence. No can do. Kurt and I have a small matter to attend to in a bit. What kind of matter? Oh, they're gonna commit a crime. Yeah. Makes sense. We are not. In either case, we need to head out. Let's have lunch another time, Spencer. Yeah, later. Bye. Ian and I walk out the Institute's south gate. I have no idea why this place is still considered part of the campus, but what I do know is that the sandwich shop here sells all the same sandwiches the cafeteria does, except $1 cheaper. We paw at a couple of tasteful arrangements store benches in a nearby park. Unfortunately, they all seem to be wet from the rain, so we elect to take a stroll instead. Between the job fair and the cold weather, the campus out here is almost eerily quiet. A crow caws overhead. Nevermore! Wait, that's not part of the script. This is quite the ways you took me, Spencer. Ian's digging his claws in the sand trapper, looking for a spot where it'd be easier to tear. I think he knows why I brought him here, and I think he can tell I know he does. Despite ample preparation time, I couldn't come up with how to phrase whatever this is. My jaws clenched shut, and I had the rest of my sandwich against my hip so that he wouldn't be able to see that my hands are shaking. Something on your mind? Oh, okay. Deep breaths. Let's do this. A couple of things, actually. He takes a casual bite of his sandwich. You know, we don't have to do this. I can just apologize. I fucked up. I can acknowledge that. And I'm really sorry. Really, you know? Damn. Way to blow the wind out of my sails. At least now I know that we're both on the same page. No. No, we gotta. There's some nuance to it. Let's not, It's gonna be weird if we leave this issue unresolved. We're grown as adults. Let's do this. Leave this issue unresolved, huh? Did Andrew set you up with this? He did, yeah. Better get this out of my throat before it completely ceases shut. Okay. So, first thing, during the run. Uh-huh. I noticed you were acting, kinda strange, I guess. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you? Now, hang on a moment. I was hunched over because my back was killing me. I don't want to know what kind of weird stuff you and Andrew were talking about that prompted this. But he told you about my back, right? That's not... yeah, no, about my back. You told me about it yourself. Great. Cool. Misunderstood. Misunderstand it the worst way possible. So that I have to spell it out, will you? No. I'm not talking about, you. Then what? Andrew set you up with this? Dear Jesus. Could he have not cleared that with me first? Holy shit. Spencer, I'm sorry for looking at your ass for like 4 or 5 times. In my defense, your ass is lovely. Please don't take it the wrong way. What? What? This is stupid. He's even worse than I am. I could just tell the apology accepted and that would be that. But then, it would be the same if I hadn't brought it up at all. Okay, deep breaths. Is my ass the only thing you saw? Why are we talking about this? I said I'm sorry! So you did. Ian sucked air through his teeth. It was really hard to miss, okay? You're absolutely shameless, you know that. Why would you even try to hide it or anything? I guess I think I'm running a fever. At least the shivering stopped. You know how people in the public showers would intentionally get a half chub so that it wouldn't look like their dick is small? Excuse me? Yeah. No, they don't! They totally do. And I thought that, yeah. Sorry about that. Well, that's what I wanted to say. For a while, we each chewed on our respective sandwich. Ian's must taste fantastic, because he's shoving as much of it as possible in his mouth with every bite. Mine tastes like nothing. I forgive you, I guess. Though, what an insane thing to apologize about. It really is. I mean, Andrew asked me to, you know? I wonder about that. Hey, Spencer. What's up? You said you had a couple of things you wanted to talk about. Yeah. Can I ask you something before that? Shoot. What's your opinion on men? Gay. Bye. Glad that's out of the way. How much of Thursday do you remember? What do you mean? I wasn't that drunk. Sure did look like you were about to die. So, what about it? That's the other thing you wanted to talk about, right? Yeah. How much of what Todd said was true? I finally got my breathing under control and my chest relaxes. After the past few minutes, I doubt that anything Ian was going to say would wind me up. He's crumpling up his empty wrapper and straightening it back out, probably trying to come up with the right words. I can wait. It's smooth sailing for me. So, when you came back from the dead at my store, I told a couple of friends about it. Todd is one of them. We met online back in the day. And I guess they got the impression we knew one another. So they encouraged me to hang out with you. You know, to keep tabs. Sounds pretty evil, now that I'm saying it, but... Look, I wasn't hanging out with you just so I could write reports or whatever. I genuinely think you're cool, alright? And for whatever it's worth, I hadn't peeped a word about you since, Don't worry about it. Huh? Yeah, I forgive you. We're cool. What do you mean? What does he want me to say? That I don't want to make a big fuss over it because it's gonna be awkward as hell whenever we have class for the next 3 years. I decided I don't care is all. As long as I'm not an active project of yours, I don't care. Can you promise me that? Can you not promise me that? Of course I can promise you that. I fucking pinky swear it, Jesus. Then what's up? This sucks. For me, I mean. You being cool with me being shitty and you confirming that, it's like the perfect storm of suck. But, you know, okay, you're right. Andrew's right, I guess, technically. Alright, grown adults, right? I'm going to say something. After we both acknowledge it, I want both of us to forget it, so that we can move on with our lives. In either way, it's better you to hear it from me instead of from Andrew, Todd, or whoever. I'm listening. Ian takes a big dramatic breath. Remember what Todd said about how I got too close? That wasn't a lie. Don't worry about it though, alright? I'm not an idiot, Spencer. I can tell you aren't interested. I wasn't even going to do anything. And you being into dudes doesn't change that. I just hope that we can still be friends. In a dream, you're supposed to say that you aren't supposed to know that you're dreaming. The illusion is perfect. The colors, the sounds, the smells, the emotions. As far as you may perceive, they're one-to-one. And yet, every so often, I'd figure it out. At first, it's just a feeling. An itch at the small of your back. I investigate, only to find things more to investigate. The itch, metaphorically, travels up my spine, and before long I discover an entire damn day has been fake. I've grown accustomed to it. Sort of. When shit's wacky, all I gotta do is ask myself, hey, does this seem real? Ian's right. I'm not interested. Especially not after all the shit he pulled. What if I was, however? What if I told him to stick around after class? What if I told him I've been thinking about things? The Ian that lives in my head is representative is respective to my advances, and my brain puts his lips against mine. In here, there's no tomorrow. I'm free to pick out bits of pastrami in between Ian's teeth. He's awful. So am I. The beauty of the experience is that there's no need to get worked up over it. Once I awaken, all this will have been erased. Spencer. Yeah. What time is it? I don't know. Yes, you do. We should stop. Why? Would keep my hand out of his shirt if I were you, dude. I hear it's a real mess in there. The mind works by some way of fucked up association. Thirsty? You appear in a desert. Toothache? All your teeth are falling out. Right there, for a split second, I thought about Ian's bullshit. Todd was bound to show up. Alright, brain. Let's see what you cooked up. From across the yard, it's 9:22! Yeah, exactly. What's up? You made me look like a real dipshit there last week, is what's up. And it turns out I was right about you two all along. Don't get it twisted, dipshit. Ian's my boyfriend since just a few minutes ago. And hey, you know what? In a sense, it was your fault. Boyfriend? So, are you here to jerk off us two homos? Spit it out. Why are you here? Ian asked me to, actually. Really. Sorry. I didn't know Spencer would, stay. Right. It is right. Oops. Whoa. I guess I can save. Todd's hands tightens around his waist. You said you had something to show me. I do. Well. Could you wait outside? It's private. It's about me, isn't it? I'll stay. Are you okay with this? You lost your goddamn mind. Fine. I'll make it quick. Todd eyes Ian for a few moments longer, then drops his backpack onto the ground. He takes out a newspaper, printed on muted pink paper, and fumbles to get it open to the right page. His eyes flicker towards me. I'm sure he's wondering if I could still escape. Here, listen to this. Body missing from the Rockland County morgue. Staff discover that the remains of David Johnson, a recently deceased 21-year-old male, are gone during a routine procedure. County spokesman said this Sunday. Interested? Give me that. They huddle together. Ian takes the right flank of the paper, Todd takes the left. Todd fingers the paper at the line that Ian should read. Review criminal negligence. Initial investigation found no signs of forced entry. An interviewed overnight staff claimed the room was manned at all times, says Bauer. At this time, there's no suspect information or surveillance footage. What do you think? His corpse got up, waved everyone goodbye, and pissed off. Todd nods towards me without breaking eye contact with the paper. Sounds pretty out there. It's almost as if it was never truly there. This doesn't change anything. Who's to say the staff weren't paid off? No, I checked. The morgue is in a hospital. Even if someone did bribe every last member of the staff, how long do you think it'd take before the secret leaked out? Ian's eyes travel to the top of the page, like where the date is. It's only been a couple of days. And what about this? The deceased, reportedly passed due to a rare lung condition, was being kept for medical analysis and was scheduled for autopsy in the next week. They're keeping up with the Medical Condition Act. We can't trust this. We can trust parts of it. They wouldn't write an article if nothing happened at all. Really wish you'd go back to thinking about this logically. We can't abandon this thread just because you have a hunch it ain't him. A hunch you'd only gotten once you two started fucking. We aren't fucking. And whose fault is that? Oh. Quick question. I've been thinking. What if you're right about me? What? In a dream, it's impossible to learn new information. After all, it's all in your head. But it isn't purely emotional experience either. Consciously, I'm fed up with all this. But if I'm seeing this, something's not sitting right with my subconscious. There's nothing to be lost by entertaining a strange thought, right? If I manipulate the illusion, if I shape my neurons in the right constellation, I might figure something out. Something that I missed when I was awake. For the sake of argument, let's say I've been killed and came back from the dead. What are you gonna do about it? Well, we'll banish you. Banish me. Kill you. No! Not kill you. It's more complicated than that. Right. Do you kill all entities that you find? Is that what you called them? Of course not. That would be very bad. Is it dangerous? Suicidal. Then why are you here speaking to me like it's nothing? What makes me so special that you aren't willing to risk it all? You didn't tell him. He never asked. Irresponsible. And you really want to know? Yes, please. Fine. In broad terms, the Harris Institute of Technology and its surroundings are an active area. It has been like that since the late 80s. There might have been a few accounts even earlier than that, but we couldn't find any. What do these accounts look like? Weird shit. We're thinking we're dealing with a poltergeist if that tells you anything. It doesn't. What kind of weird shit? Don't tell me you're going to banish someone just because their shit is weird. Normally, we don't. People have been hurt, Spencer. David Johnson isn't the first person to lose their life under similar circumstances. And it's not just people dying. We got accounts spanning from unexplained property damage to people getting messed up when they had to move out of town. Yeah. It isn't one or two crackheads here. It isn't one or two crackheads here. We collected almost 100 stories so far. 100. Alright, I believe you. That sounds like a lot. How do you know we're only dealing with one ghost or a poltergeist, right? Well, most of the accounts are from a few elements in common. Wait, hold that thought. Before that, did you just say you had accounts from the 80s? I wasn't even alive till 88. And the first time I set foot back in the Institute was a couple of months ago when I got here by plane. Are you telling me that I've been at it since before I was born? This is a bit speculative, but we think you might not be who you think you are. Some supernatural beings are known to do stuff like that. Take over someone's bodies and memories, that sort of thing. What about poltergeists? We could be wrong about that. And hey, while we're at it, if I'm dead, what makes you think that I'm the ghost that's haunting this place? For all you know, I may just be dead innocent bystander. Hell, maybe what I'm actually here for is to guide you into solving your little case. Like one of those spirit guide ghosts. Those exist, right? Spencer, hold on. Can he... No. He can't. Why not? All of our evidence points directly to you and only you. Really? What kind of evidence? Is he always like this? Do you really want to get into it, Spencer? Good question. So far, it's been standard Discovery Channel schlock. But if I tell him no, what else am I going to do? Wake up? I'm all ears. Ooh, where do I even start? The Jefferson Building. The Jefferson Building. It's something like this. There's a legend centered about what's officially known as the Jefferson Building controversy. It's an old local story. In 1971, while they were building the Jefferson Building here on campus, some kind of thing took place. The papers back in the day never made it clear what kind of thing it was, but it usually implied that to be construction related. 5 people are reported dead and 2 more have claimed to have been disabled. He waves his hands around to make sure that I don't miss his air quotes. They call it a controversy because at the moment, construction was already a couple of years overdue and a couple of $1 million over budget. Go on. I think Andrew told us that much giving his little tour. Here's the part where it gets funny. Ray was big into marshmallows. Stop having relations with the ghost, Ray. Oh my god. Those disabled people, not a physical injury. 2 separated Gazette reports that they went insane. Those exact words. And if you dig a little deeper, you find out that the Jefferson Building has been built in stages. Its basement level, where the incident took place, was completed in 1966, 5 years before the incident itself. The bomb shelter. It could have had to do something with the building's foundation. Here's one more puzzle piece for you. There's only a couple of places around where the Institute where security guards are posted. The gates, the security center, the library, and the Jefferson Building basement. The building has officially been open to the public, classrooms and all, in 1976. And they've been there 24/7 ever since then, refusing to tell anyone what's behind that door. Besides last year, you mean? Yes. Yes, besides last year. How did you know? What do you think is behind it? Reports from the era are scarce, but tracking the type of people who have been invited to the Institute at the time, we're able to piece together a relatively clear picture. It's a laboratory. Something to do with astrophysics, we're pretty sure. A laboratory that no one is allowed into. That's right. Whatever happened in there still poses some danger, and they can't get rid of it. There isn't any other reason for there to be living, expensive guards to guard that door. And what do you think that they're experimenting on? We don't know. Fascinating. Don't you think it's quite a big leap to go from that to ghosts? We have theories. Help me out here, Ian. What's a good way to phrase this? We think they're trying to get teleportation going, like in Star Trek. Yeah, like in Star Trek. I'm looking for some nuclear vessels. Yeah. Either that or cloning. We hypothesize. Wait, hypothesize. It's hard. Words are tricky. Some words are tricky enough for me to say in my own words. Hold on. How would somebody with that accent say that? We hypothesize that the incident was the first time they got it working on a person. But souls can neither be moved or copied that way, so something went. He makes an expandy gesture with his arms. Poof! Cool. Is it? It is, right? But mostly wrong. Oh, I've been down there. You know what? Yeah. It's a museum or some shit. Spencer, what's up? This is important. Can you still get in? Yeah, dude. Did you two forget about the people guarding that door again? There are, but they're shitty, dumbass guards. You remember it, right, Ian? The employee agreement called them mall cops or some shit. What employee agreement? You know, the one you got your fingerprints all over? The one Kurt stole? Wait. That backpack belonged to who? I should get in touch with this Kurt guy again. In any case, Spencer. How do we get in? takes a minute, but the annoyed students begin to spill out into the plaza adjacent to the Jefferson building. The guards are among the first out. It's hard to miss them with their black uniforms and their baseball caps. I start right past them in the commotion. Ian and Todd are skulking just behind. It's a fire alarm! Get out! I smile to the camera. I would have waved at it if it weren't for my cohorts. They look ready to scamper if I so much as blink too loud. You two are crazy, you know that, right? What's even your plan? You have like 5 minutes. No need to get creative. We go in, confirm it's a lab, and get out. How big is it inside? Massive. Guys! Out of all the things I forgot to remember, it had to have been the keypad. Kurt must have mentioned it at some point. 1111. One, two, three, four. Piece of shit. What's wrong? Door is locked. Great! Let's get out of here. Patience, Ian. You didn't think it would be? Figured I'd be able to get it open. And how come you can't? There's a keypad now. Forgot they had one installed. Are you done? No. Spencer. Spencer, I need a favor. Shoot. Could you try a few more times? Really? Stop it, Todd. Spencer, could you or could you not? Enough. Enough. Enough what? The guards will be back at any moment. Spencer obviously doesn't know how to get in. Why would he? Let's just go. Man, are you blind? What? Okay, look. Hey Spencer, on a scale of 1 to 10, how possessed are you? Fuck's sake, Todd, he's not possessed. 1. Are you serious? He looks like a completely perfect person right now. You spoke to him once, you don't even know him. Oh, and you do? Tell me, lovebird, do you no longer care that your boyfriend is a corpse? Or are we back to double guessing ourselves on whether he's dead at all? Seems to me like he's alive only when you're feeling extra guilty about his death. Todd, what are you gonna do? Hit me? I still have your pictures of his corpse on my phone. Want me to whip them out so we can compare? Holy shit, shut up. Just stop. Look at his smug face, Ian. Coffee stains on his 19th century print. Unplaceable vigor. Laughter napped flint. That's him. That's fucking him right now. Show me anybody else who fits that description. You and you. Scram. Who? Let's go, Ian. Hello, sir. What's up? Ian. Let's go. Was wondering how long it'd take you to show up. Same to you. Same to you. Got some good news for you, Fisher. You don't mind if I call you Fisher, do you? I'm done. It's just like you said, remember? The murder. It's not any of my business. It's all yours. Aren't you glad? His pupils twitch left to right, as though he can't decide on which of my eyes he prefers to focus. I am glad. Glad that your head is still on your shoulders. Gave me some worry last time when you couldn't place piece two and words together. You were threatening to kill me. Worry my ass. Prefer not to, but keep running your mouth and maybe I may rethink. You won't. Not today. Why not? Got a hunch. Nostalgic. Wouldn't get used to it if I were you. After a while, that hunch of yours goes away. What are you doing here? Sorry to change the subject, but do you want to field some questions while you're still around? I don't. What are you doing here? What's your story anyway? How come you look like my dad? Right. I see. You want to sit down for this? He twists around, pretending to check behind each shoulder. Could have sworn there was a chair down here. Never mind. I'm your grandpa. Michael was my son. Satisfied? Not really. Huh. Go ahead and ask your mother about it. Don't you think it's funny how she suddenly has money to send you to college? She won a scholarship in a raffle. To Harris. Yeah. And nowhere else? That's how raffles work. With your pathetic entrance exam. Real scandal that they let me in. Why go through all the trouble? Sounds like a pain in the ass. A pain in the ass is what I'd gotten. You almost as sick as your father, you ungrateful shit. Look at me. Does an old man need an excuse to reconnect with his only remaining family? Swear to God, don't know why I bother. Random question. Do you believe in fate? I don't. Why? Do you plan to come down here? Did you plan to come down here today? No, just sort of happened. That's right. Keep that in mind. After you. You do raise a good point, I guess. About what? You and Todd and Ian. The guards, the cameras. Even if we take me out of the equation, you gotta admit, something funny's going on. It's this place, right? Everything seems to revolve around it. Got any ideas? None, I can say. Classified. That's not what's stopping me. What is? You know, you weren't much of a chatter. You weren't much of a chatter than I thought when I was about to. Wait, you know, you were much chattier when I thought I was about to die. Did it take so little to get you to back off? What's the point of taking me here if you're just going to keep silent? It's gotten risky. What has? Risky for who? For both of us. What do you mean? Listen carefully. He looks straight ahead, as if searching the darkness for the end of the tunnel. When you wake up tomorrow, think back on today. The things you've said and the things you've heard. If you're still capable of thought at all, that is. That's all I'm going to say. You and I don't get second chances. And personally, I don't want to die. What's with the framed articles? Huh. The articles? That takes me back. I forgot they were even there. It's how we used to talk to one another. We had a rotation. Every month one of us would cut a story out of today's headlines. Then down here we'd make sure that last month's news checks out, hang up our own article, and then leave. Make sense? None at all. Swell. Why'd you stop? Good eye. Technology marches on, Spencer. They now have a room full of equipment that shoots lasers at quartz crystals for it. Don't need to expend any on us anymore. You said you were going to give up on the David Johnson case. I did say that. Was that a lie? No. Why? Your little friends are a thorn in my side. Yeah, they are. Wouldn't worry about it. Without my help, they just lose interest and give up. Is that so? You seem to think very little of them. Am I wrong? It took a few attempts to convince your friends, Andrew Park, to throw in the towel. And the two paranormal club kids you just came in with just now were moments away from knowingly breaking into government property. They're earnest and resourceful. They wouldn't have been down here if it wasn't for me. I'll talk again to Ian Martin and this Todd. Unfortunately, there's only so much influence I can provision. I suggest you assist. Why should I? See, I don't buy it. Do you expect me to believe you're powerless to stop a bunch of college students? You killed a guy with your bare hands, and you're throwing around threats like it's nothing. What's stopping you from doing the same to anyone? Certainly had no issue threatening me, Grandpa. He breathes in sharply. For a moment I lose his silhouette. I want you to speak to Kurt Abrams. You have to convince him to give up on David Johnson. He's a danger to me, he's a danger to you, and he's likely a danger to half the damn city. In what way? Shut up. Kurt Abrams is special. He's a little parting gift from David Johnson to me. He won't lose interest if you don't help him. Careful, certainly not if he sees it's only because your head is lodged up your ass. Speak to Kurt Abrams. Got it? No. I got nothing. I'm not his or anyone else's guardian. I can't tell anyone to do anything. And I wish everyone would stop telling me what to do too. Unbelievable. What could one possibly have done to raise such a little wimp? We're here. Huh? What? What? Where am I? Disorienting, isn't it? I don't care what you think or how you feel about it. As far as I'm concerned, you're responsible for getting Kurt Abrams to stop whatever he's doing. Do not fail. Hey, first try. I had to take mine 3 times, you know. You've really outdone yourself, Spencer. Good work. Been a while. I'm shivering under my sweat-soaked blanket. My entire body is aching. My face is heavy with liquid, and my mouth is more dry than Sahara's asshole. I think. I think I'll skip class today. I was doing so well with keeping up with my classes, too. Shit. Must be a beautiful day outside. I let the birds' songs serenade me in and out of conscious until I can fall unconscious no more. The clock blinks. 10:29. Oh God. If you ever lied in bed for an hour after waking up, that sucks. It sucks. I take a leak. I puke my guts out. When I'm done retching, it's 11:01. The tap water is far too cold, so I opt to pouring whatever's left into my kettle into a glass. It tastes like lime skill and barf. It gets the job done. Blood pumping in my ears and my eyes stinging like crazy. Is that MIRC? I just barely manage enough to focus to tell my internet friends I feel like shit. On the most weirdest chat program, an esoteric chat program you could ever do it on. Only the Europeans are online to see it this early. At 11 o'clock? I would think more people would be online then. They offer their fake online hugs and well wishes. I accept their platitudes nominally. I don't have the energy to do anything. If I go back to bed, I'll just get mad over it and being unable to fall asleep. I reach for my phone and click the airplane mode off. Better get the day started. It's Kurt. He writes, Have you seen this? The next message is a URL that makes up my entire screen. It ends with Rockland corpse body missing. No, not today. I begrudgingly return to the bathroom and wash my hands and face. The water is either freezing or scalding. I flinch in pain when I rub the towel against my face. I space out in front of the toaster. It takes too long for my nose to register the smoke, and when I come back to, the bread is charcoal black. I take little bites of it as I scroll past the image of as I scroll past image macros and half-hearted quips and discussion threads of forum games I've never participated in. Around midday, I run out of things to do. I'm halfway down my toast. The nausea is not getting any better. I feel like I got kicked in the stomach by a train. What are we supposed to do in this situation? I didn't pack a thermometer. All I have is a vanillin root pills that don't do shit. It takes a bit of scrolling down the email app, but after a while I find it. The map of the campus we were sent shortly after orientation. There's a pharmacy just northeast of the gate of campus. It's a bit of a trek, but at this point I might as well be running out of options on what to do. I'll buy some Dayquil, a thermometer, and vitamin pills. That should keep me out of the hospital with any luck. "1 p.m. I'll lie down until 1 p.m. At 1 p.m. I'll head out. The things you've said, the things you've heard. I've had these nightmares countless times before. I figured I'd gotten so used to them my mind stopped showing them to me. All that latest crap must have jostled me into having them again. Could have sworn that they were never this clear. Trying to sift through what I remember is like pulling teeth when my face is full of snot. Can I draw out even a single useful piece of information from the barrage of nonsense I saw while sleeping? The bomb shelter is undeniably important. I'll just have to avoid it. It's nothing to do with me. Kurt. There's Kurt. Nothing good came out of putting off talking with Ian, and Kurt is even more of a wild card. As Brian Fisher put it, I must tell Kurt to stop with the murder stuff. If I won't, real Fisher will kill him or something. Why am I even stalling? Just tell him and be done with it. Where am I? I can barely power through the dull pain behind my eyes to raise them up so high. Corner of Evans and Hall? I'm lost. I swallowed a metaphorical bundle of needles. My ribcage groans with every pant. I have to sit down. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. Got a machine head. A small part of me is ashamed for never having explored the area. There are lovely parks all over the place. This one has a frickin' gazebo. I focus on the sounds of leaves rustling on concrete to keep myself from dry heaving. Any minute now, any second. No one can stay nauseous with an empty stomach for that long. It's Ian. He says, "You coming? I missed you yesterday. Everything all right?" Must he phrase it like that? What was he talking about? We had classes all day together. I start typing that I'm fine, but... Check this out! It's the same URL Kurt sent me this morning. Hey Ian, send. I'm just a little sick, send. By the way, I heard you have pictures of my corpse. Can I see them? This is stupid. Send. He says, sorry. Another URL. Yeah, that looks like you. Oh man, it was at this gazebo. Well, shit. Huh. Ian, happy birthday. Got you something. Figured your car's rear view mirror needed some extra weight. Oh man, thanks. On Omamori? Dude, that's so cool. That's the last time I've spoken to the birthday boy all evening. Does Ian know all these people? Can a single person know so many? Even the people who we share one class with a week are here. It's not only students either. From the sounds of things, the entire place is family owned. Ian's elderly father chats with a couple of our classmates next to the grill, and I receive a portion of pumpkin pie from a large woman wearing a large cross around her neck. It's Mom. The two high schoolers who hang in the back must be Ian's brothers. Flavors of uncles, aunts, and cousins likewise mingle into the crowd. This kind of sucks. Not in a major way, though. Nothing's expected of me, nothing needs to be done. I'm sitting on a plastic chair propped with its back against one of the cabins out of the way. I pass the time doing breathing exercises. My sinuses have cleared enough to get stung by the frigid air and to register the scent of pines and charcoal and turkey sausage. My phone is off, held limply between my knees. It's difficult to be mad at someone when it's their birthday. Ian never tried to outright lie to me about having those photos. It just never came up. 20 minutes or so passed naturally. Oh, wow, yeah. When he was looking at the phone. But now that it has come up, my body is flooded with bullshit. That's me in the photo. That's me in the spotlight, losing. Markedly not David Johnson. Who the fuck is David Johnson? I've been opening up every rusty drawer and compartment in my brain, scattering the contents onto the floor of my skull. How did he know? How did I know to ask for the photos? Did I simply figure it out on my own that they must exist? Thinking of the alternative means my stomach threatened to bring up a second serving of barbecue turkey and pumpkin pie. Spencer, you jacking off in there? I'd better not be stepping in anything later on. My cabin doesn't have a shower, so I'm forced to use the one in Andrews and Kurt's. Andrews and Kurtz. A pin pricks my heart at the thought. Unreasonable. What am I jealous for here? Those two are friends or colleagues or something from a while back. Am I upset that when I invited Kurt, He'd already been invited by Andrew. There are much more things to be upset about. What took so long? Nothing. Nothing. Just jacking off. Did you wash it off? I gave it a rinse. Fellas, fellas, please. Want a rocket, paper, scissors to see who goes next? You didn't actually, did you? Oh, sorry. Wrong voice. You didn't actually, did you? I don't know. What else could I have been possibly doing that would have taken so long? Spencer. Actually, you might want to wait a few minutes either way. Spencer. Hot water's all gone. So what happened to you? What, this? He thumbs at the band-aid. Got into a fight. At work, customer had too much to drink. Oh. Does it hurt? A lot. Any more questions? Yeah. What's all this? There's a bunch of can wraps strewn about the little porch table, binders, blueprints, and maps. This is, David Johnson stuff. You wouldn't care. Andrew's face flickers nervous for a split second. Kurt must have briefed him beforehand about all I know. Right, I'm gonna... Wait. No, I don't care. Do you? I never explicitly told Kurt I don't want to have anything to do with it. Yes. I'm sorry if I came across that I didn't. Kurt takes a drag of his cigarette. The vapor gently escaping Andrew's nostrils makes a mockery of Kurt's dramatic cloud of smoke. I apologize if I've asked this before, Spencer. Do you know anything that we do not? We're not really doing this, huh? Are we really doing this, huh? I don't know. What do you know that I don't? Rockland. 5 persons were found dead in a shocking accident on the site of the newly opened Harris College of Technology and Art. The dead: Dr. Abigail Sawyer, 59, physicist and Harris staff; Oscar Lynch, 41, Massachusetts photographer; Roland Goodwin, 22, contractor; Herman Kegley, 24, contractor; an unidentified man in his 20s. Brought to questioning was Gene Cowell, 57, contractor, supervisor, and eyewitness on the basement floor of the often criticized Dr. Marcus Jefferson facility where the tragedy took place. A pair of additional contractors, unnamed, were discovered incapacitated amongst the wreckage. Medical examiner Alan Campbell ordered the 2 supervisors transported to the nearby Glen Deters Psychiatric Hospital, as preliminary examination deemed the men clinically insane. Feels like I'm about ready to go insane too. Turns out they knew a lot. Turns out I know a lot. Ring any bells, Spencer? Andrew told us all about this a month ago, didn't he? You remember it, right? During the run? Well, most of it's public knowledge. The last part, however, that's news to me. The cigarette smoke that followed Kurt indoors makes my eyes water. How? How do I know all these details that Ian spat out at me while I was asleep? I sure as shit hope I was asleep. Would be pretty fucked up if all that stuff happened for real. Hours go by. It's only 1:24 a.m., but it's almost entirely silent. Even Kurt is speaking in hushed tones. The two incandescent bulbs in the room just barely manage to illuminate their binders, their blueprints, their maps. They keep them stacked. They keep them stacked in two neat piles. One for things that they want to talk about, and one for things that have already been discussed. Where did they get all this material from? Andrew, you shouldn't be fine with any of this. Federal officers were told of the proposal during the visit of a former Rockland County Mayor, Willie Delhas. The college will lease the $5 million facility from the county after it's built on Harris grounds. The fallout shelter proposed is also backed by Representative Ronald J. Rice, and you aren't even paying the fuck attention, are you? Huh? What? Me and Andrew already know all this stuff. You were the one who wanted to go over this. It's perfectly acceptable if you want to retire for the evening, Spencer. We went over a lot of information tonight. What? No. Let's keep going. It's just... God, my head's still pounding. How is any of this relevant? What do you mean? Why are you talking about the Jefferson building? This David Johnson guy. He got killed in a park, didn't he? Are you serious? No, he's right. It's a legitimate question. It's me. You killed David Johnson? No. Do you remember the day of the murder, Spencer? It was no coincidence I sought you out so fast. Sure as shit wasn't. Let him talk. My apologies that I failed to get it across until now. I had been ordered to fetch you by Professor Reed. Just another order in a string of equally incomprehensible orders, dating all the way back to February of last year. That was when I was first told to monitor the fallout shelter door. Every day since, I would be checked on, received updates on my orders, that manner of thing. Andrew reaches out to scratch the back of his neck. It all ceased immediately once the murder took place. I remember asking Professor Reed what to do next. All he could say was wait and see. Go on. That's all there is to it, I'm afraid. Sounds irrelevant to me. Oh, don't play stupid, will ya? The shelter is important to someone, and that someone killed David. That's a leap. I saw him. You saw the killer? I saw David. Watched him, rather, through the monitor. I've done so since before orientation. David would come through the door, and later the same day he would go back in. He would do this every day. I don't know under what circumstances a freshman would have the means to enter someplace so heavily secured. Or, for that matter, why no one had done anything to prevent it. But there you go. Now you know. My brain's gonna leak out from my goddamn ears. So I'm not this dead guy? Why the fuck would Andrew lie about this? Here's something. Kurt tugs on the cut on his ear for a moment, before turning a page in one of the plastic binders with transparent bags. Involve invoices for security service. First one is from February 1972. Andrew's eyes study me for a while longer. What's he expecting after telling me this? A thank you note?
What about the most recent one?
The binder softly clacks when it lands on the table.
December 2008. I suppose it does make some sense. The time frame coincides with the security stop showing up.
Look at all this garbage. These two must have been at it for weeks. Kurt's certainly been busy. God knows what sort of hell he must have been going through to get Andrew's help. I'm such a fucking dumbass. Kurt straight up asked me to help him all the way back then. It could have been me poring over all these documents. Could have known way ahead of time about everything, about how those documents are ultimately about me.
Kurt, what's up? These have names.
It's Andrew's turn with the binder. Kurt cranes his neck down to squint at what he's pointing at.
Please write this down.
Kurt fishes out and lifts up a pad of paper from his backpack.
Is your phone still missing?
Yeah.
Listen, I looked everywhere. I know. February 1972 through September 1973, Donna Booth. October 1973 through September 1976, Joanne Lover.
He leaps forward while Kurt is writing.
October 1976 through November 1976, Nolan Fisher. Is everything all right, Spencer?
Everything's just great.
Good morning.
Huh?
It's a pleasure to meet you up so early for once.
Oh, morning. I didn't sleep.
Ah, my apologies. It's that insomnia of yours, isn't it? Is there anything I can do to help?
I picked up another stone and tossed it in the water. Nah.
Is there something on your mind?
Why are you here?
Spying on you, of course.
I don't think Adidas gave you permission to use their logo like that, sir. It's probably just distinctive enough.
Sorry. Bad joke. If schedule allows, I enjoy jogging in the morning. It's good for the head, you know? Just gives you time to focus on the forthcoming day.
I guess he just won't leave me alone. I meant in general, like, what are you doing here?
I've been invited by Ian.
Is the dirt that Kurt got on you worth it?
Pardon? Worth what?
Getting murdered, probably. The wind carries some enthusiastic good morning back from the cabins. People are starting to wake up.
Well, ultimately, I simply don't believe it would come to that.
Really? What makes you so confident? Andrew bends down to pick up a rock.
Is that what you're afraid of, Spencer?
Sure as shit is. Aren't you?
That's reasonable. I see.
See what? His body twists like a coil. He pauses, then launches the stone.
I suppose now is a good time to explore this. How should I go about it? It doesn't reflect well on me, unfortunately, but I have been wondering. I've mentioned this before, hadn't I? How David looked exactly like you? So much so, in fact, that until the day of the murder, we were convinced that it was you who was showing up on our monitors. You aren't a fool, and you have to have realized this. You came to me seeking out answers, raised your voice on me. Kurt tells me that you helped out a bit during our stunt at the Freeman Run, but then nothing. You couldn't have lost interest, and I don't believe you to be a coward. You don't seem to be the type. I wish to ask, if I may, under what pretense could you have allowed your distance yourself from the case?
Not all of us can be big, strong heroes like you, Mr. Park, council member. Especially not heroes who trick themselves into thinking everything is going to be just fine.
I have a proposition. May I ask you to humor me in something?
Yeah?
I believe your words were that Kurt is blackmailing me. Care to join me on a bit of a hike? It wouldn't take too long, and I believe you'd be interested in what I have to show.
We walked for well over an hour. Andrew must know that it takes a while because he matches my pace just enough to disallow me from hanging back while he leads the way. Now that I'd played into whatever scheme he concocted, his manner of speech reverts back to a carpet salesman. His hand gesturing hypnotizes me into answering his banal questions about a parakeet I briefly owned since I was 8. The gravel road eventually turns into an asphalt road, and that joins in a 2-lane state road flanked by rows of trees. Here, Andrew insists I walk behind him so that we won't get hit by 2 cars that drive by. Save for our footsteps, it's silent. Uncomfortable when just a moment ago we were locked in conversation. We turn back into the gravel and discomfort becomes unease. This is a graveyard.
We're here.
We're where?
Sugar Hill Cemetery, but more precisely. Please take a look. Do you recognize whose grave this is, Spencer?
Lucas Joseph Martin, 1988 to 2004, beloved son, brother, and friend. Ian's brother. Ian wasn't happy that you left that part out when you told me about his accident.
Can't imagine he would be. Unpleasant as it must have been, he had to have been the one to tell you. It's his brother, I'm just a friend.
Okay, I'll bite. You feel bad for Ian having lost his brother, so you go out hunting a literal killer? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that the reason you're helping Kurt out?
Well, you have to have the right idea, but some of the details need work. I've known Lucas all my life. We've been friends. Best friends, if you'd forgive such a presumption on my part. Lucas was the only person who would speak to me from junior high until he died.
Andrew brushes off the grave with the side of his palm as he talks. It flies off in swirls of white smoke.
I would like to share something with you. Please forgive me if you find it a bit long or a bit personal. Additionally, if you could, please don't tell Ian I brought you here. This town, Rockland, it's a statistical outlier. I imagine you must have read about it online. There's a reason tuition here is so low. The county works day and night to brighten its image, but ultimately it is what it is. Property gets damaged, people get hurt, and there's never any explanation for any of it. No one is caught, no one is fined, no one sits behind bars. It's been going on for a lot longer than both of us have been alive. Locals tend to think the authorities are corrupt, but that's wrong. I've been witness to the proceedings. There are an entire department devoted to it. Efforts are being made.
So you're saying that Ian wrecked his car by accident?
No, I'm getting to that. It was. Ian. People handle grief in interesting ways, I'd found. When Ian woke up, his mother repeated to us that the doctor said that despite the length of the coma, Ian didn't lose any cognitive function. I admit this might be because I was not overly close to him at the time, but to me, since then, it seems he never was quite himself. All that supernatural stuff, all the trinkets he hangs up in his car, those weren't an interest of his beforehand. Even Jesus didn't interest him. You must have taken notice how devout the rest of his family is.
My cabin had 3 Mother Marys in it. Part of why I couldn't sleep.
Go on. Ian's obsession isn't unique. Over the years, many people who have been harmed without explanation or retribution. And everyone has their own theories. Ghosts, the devil, the mafia, the government, you name it. This community has been living in ever-present fear for decades, some people for their entire lives. To answer your question, no, I don't believe Lucas's death had anything to do with it. It is, however, a prime example of how living here does to folks' minds. Now, Spencer, I want you to put yourself in my shoes. One day, somebody who may very well be the culprit behind all the decades-long misery shows up on your doorstep. They boss you around, make threats, hurt your friends. They are unquestionably and unapologetically a bad guy. How do you react? Would you honestly turn a blind eye?
I would.
Is that so?
It is.
What's your game plan, hotshot? You gonna file a report with the police? Oh, well, yes, exactly that. I collaborate with the county sheriff office, or rather, I will once I'm ready anyway.
Really? What's stopping you from doing it now?
You know who it is, don't you? I know you do. Fisher, the county representative guy.
Andrew scratches the top of his lip with his teeth.
Yes, it's most likely Mr. Fisher. So much points to him.
Then
he provided evidence that he was in his office at the time, 10 miles away. Eyewitnesses, security footage, and even a parking receipt. The sheriff's office are just about ready to abandon this thread, but it's a stretch, but we were all convinced it was you rather than David on our cameras as well. That is the only thing we currently have.
I see. Nothing's ever been easy. Here's the deal, Andrew. Remember when Reed brought Fisher in so that he and I could have a little one-on-one? He made himself clear. He knows me, he knows about you, and he knows about Kurt. He told me to stop, or else. I imagine he said the same thing to you, too.
He and I had a similar chat, yes.
Do you think he's just messing around?
No.
Then, what the hell are you doing this?
Spencer, I just bared my chest in front of you for like 10 minutes. What else do you want me to say?
What? That you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart for the sake of the townspeople? Fuck off.
Okay, that's quite enough. What's gotten into you?
What's gotten into me? Listen to yourself. You're saying your dead friend is why you don't mind getting yourself killed. What a bunch of self-serving bullshit. You think you're noble or selfish or selfless or some shit? Lucas's death affected you. You said it yourself. It clearly affected Ian too. And God knows how many other people as well. And yet, there you all go, all but leaping in front of a bullet. Does that sound right to you? Do you not have family?
Do you not have any friends? People like you piss me off so much, Andrew. Why did you have to get involved? Fuck's sake. And with that, I think we're going to stop. That's a good place to stop. Okay, so starting to get into the rhythm and the cadence of it all a little bit more. I think this is gonna get to an interesting thing here. Like, are people gonna start ending up dead because they're not listening, or what's gonna happen? Project Spencer's projecting a little about his dad. It seems that's a possibility. Yes, because he tried to give his liver, and him trying to help somebody else ended up getting himself killed. So he's very much like, I have to be more selfish if I want to stay alive or whatever. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. We'll continue our stream of this novel next time, and we'll see uh, if things get a little more murdery, or if we somehow manage to figure out this what happened to this guy, and solve the mystery, as it were. Have a good one, guys. See you next week.